guys, welcome to Shop RJ-Pasini for great deals on eBay. Today I just want to talk about doing photo touch-ups and enhancements on your pictures that you have already taken, and maybe you're not too happy with them after they upload it to your computer. Some may have backgrounds that you want to remove. Maybe the lighting wasn't proper. Maybe you had flashes on, your flash on and flash off, because I know that happens to me sometimes. And with that in mind, that could cause a little problems with the photo, with the item itself, because as I said in one of my other videos, that when you have the flash on, that kind of like diffuses any problems that you have in there, like if it's got any flaws or errors on the item or the object. The flash may enhance it and it may not. So that's when I shoot photos, I shoot them with the flash on and flash off, again with the proper lighting. In some cases, even with the proper lighting, you might overexpose too. I've had that happen where I had plenty of natural lighting, and in some cases I needed the flash. I find the flash works in some cases to diffuse certain things. For example, if I'm shooting something with natural daylight, of course, and the item casts a shadow in the dark with the flash off, I find that with the proper lighting, it'll mask out the shadows with the flash on. So as I go along, you'll find that, even yourself doing these photos, doing your own photography on the items that you're selling, you'll learn all these little tips and tricks. For those, the video I'm going to show you now, and as far as retouching things up, it's within the eBay app, the listing itself. And again, this is for people who are not aware of it. To be honest with you, I never really explored too much with it. I never really thought much about it. When you're uploading your photos on eBay, they have like little icons on there, and each of those icons represent cropping, contrast and brightness, auto touch up, and I can't think of the other one there. There might be one more, I'm not sure. And I never really took notice to those there. It never really fazed me, I always was wondering, oh man, when I took pictures and they came out too dark, or I had objects in there, and I'm thinking to myself, now I got to reshoot the picture over again because I got an object in there that I don't want to be in the background. Or in some cases, I got three examples I set up on eBay. I'm going to show you that are live auctions, and I just want to show you how to crop out certain things. I know they have software out there in order to take pictures out, take the things out of the background. Now, it all depends on how you're shooting and what's in the background. Now, if you have an item, an object, and you're taking a picture and there's something on the far left or the far right, you could still crop it as long as it doesn't, take away from the item that you're trying to sell. You know what I'm saying? In other words, if you have, I don't know, for example, I'm going to use this here, this eyeglass case, okay? Now, if I have this eyeglass case here, all right, let me start, move it away from me here, and I have an item over here next to it, of course you can't do that there. You can't crop out that because you'll have half an eyeglass case. But in some cases, if you had this here on a table, okay, and let's say you left a ruler next to it, you could do one of two things. You could say, okay, if you know about the cropping tool, and depending where it's located on the area, in the area where it is, you could crop it out. If it's right next to it, of course, that might be a problem. Or if it's on top of it, of course, you're not going to do that. But I'm just trying to show you how to remove certain unwanted, objects or things that are not needed in your photos. It could also cause distraction as well. So I'm going to bump out of here, and I got only three examples. Hopefully this will be a short video. It's just to enhance you guys who don't know or not aware. Maybe you are, and if you are, that's great. If you're not, then maybe this may help out. May save you some time and trouble to reshoot pictures all over again and go through the whole format when you could just do it cut and dry right on eBay. So we're going to go for it now. I'm going to bump out of here. All right, and the first one I have is an Army camo coat. You'll see what I'm talking about. Here we go. Oh no, I'm sorry, wrong one. This is the one I want to go to. This one here. Okay, here I have this coat here, and as you could see right along here, okay, right along here, you see that there's the air conditioner and part of a chair here. Now that looks very unprofessional. And I don't really want that. I don't want to see that there. It's one thing seeing the trifold backboard here is one thing, but even over here you got a little area over here that you don't want to see. So what you have to do, folks, is when you go into this here, you got to go into your revision mode. So you would click this on, of course, which I already did, and you would slide down right over here to where your photos are. Okay, and right over here, I don't know if you guys noticed it. I never really took notice of this stuff, to be honest with you. You have crop. You got the rotate, that's the one I was talking about. You had the rotate, this is your contrast and brightness. Here is your sharpen, and here's the auto adjust. Now, we're not going to do the auto adjust right now, but I'm going to show you in some of them that are. The lighting is not too bad in here to enhance it, but right now for this particular one, I want to show you how to get rid of this stuff here, okay? We want to make it a little, just dress it up a little. So you would go to your cropping tool, you're going to get a little square box. You would double click it, and you would move it like this here, where you want it. And make sure you're not cutting off any parts of the or the item you're selling here. Okay. Right there. You're going to save it. And now look how nice it looks now. Does that look a lot better than seeing the air conditioning in the table there? You cut out that little section over here that was exposed, and you cut out the air conditioning and that part of the chair there. It looks a lot better, am I right? I mean, I think so anyway. And of course, when you're going to do any changes or modifications to stuff like this here, of course, you always got to update your listing, which we're going to do now. Make sure you update your listing, because if you don't do this here, it's going to default back to the old way, and you'll have that same picture just sitting there. So after you update it, you'll go back here. We'll say we're done with this one here. We're going to go back to another one I have left here. This one here. This is Uncle Wiggily. Now, Uncle Wiggily is not bad. The picture's okay. All right. There's two ways you could do this, folks, if you want to, really enhance the photo. First off, if I want to get rid of the other gray area, I could probably do it if the picture was centered perfectly straight, which it's not. So there's two things you could do if you want to take this back out, the background. Again, you could crop it. We could do that. And cropping it won't really do too much to it. We could do that there to take that out, the back side out. But what we want to do here with this particular picture here is we want to adjust the contrast and the brightness on it. It looks a little too dark for me. There's two ways to do this, folks, and I'm going to show you both ways. First, you would click on the contrast button. You're going to get two slide bars here. This is your brightness, and the brightness one here. And you could do it by eye. All right, so you will lighten it up like this. And you'll do the contrast the same way. They could be even numbers if you find it to be that way. In some cases, you can go all the way, but if you overdo it, it'll make it too bright, and it might take away from it. Now, if you're a person that, I'm not saying you don't have a good eye, but if you're not sure about how you like it, maybe it's too dark, too light, here you have an auto adjust button here. Now watch this. So now, and it does work, because I'm going to cancel that, and you're going to see you're going to see the color back. It's going to have a little different tone on it. See, with the auto adjust, it's nice, but this part here, and I know why that is. That's because the sharpen feature in the auto adjust is just a little too strong. So what I like to do in a case like that is I like to do my own, and you do it by eye. Okay, so let's say we'll keep the brightness, let's say at 39 for now, and then this one here we'll make it maybe, I don't know, 49. So, and it's always good to remember the numbers, and I'll tell you what, because if you have multiple pictures in here, you're going to want to keep these same adjustments here. So just remember 39, 49, simple enough. And if you want to sharpen it, you do it while you got it open still. You could just sharpen it up a little. Now, if you sharpen it too much, look what happens. It degrades the picture. This is at 200%. Okay, so you don't want it that sharp. Look at the picture here. Look how it looks. Right? You don't want that. So you want to go back just a little. If you want to sharpen it, you sharpen it a little. Or you could just leave the sharpen off if you like the way it looks without it. But if you want to leave it, you want to give it a little, clean it up a little, that's fine. Again, remember that. So we have this one here on the brightness, it's 30. It was 39 and 49, right? 39 and 49. And the other one I think was 15%. But see, that looks a little too bright. So let's cancel that. I don't like the way it came out. I think what happened is I overlaid it too many times. Let's try it one more time. That's what could happen too, folks. All right. We just want to brighten it up a little. Maybe not too much on the brightness. Maybe the contrast might do it. There we go. That looks, I like the way that looks. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to leave it at 18 to 38. I'm going to save this particular picture here. And I'm going to go over here and do the same thing with this one. (18 and 38). And I don't think it needs to be sharpened. And now we save it. Okay, it looks a little better. I like it. I mean, it's okay for me. You don't want it too bright where it obscures any writing here, because when you do click it on to make it bigger, you don't want to have it where it's so bright. Like this looks perfect to me. Look at that. That looks nice. And the back should be the same settings, 18 and 38. And if you're going to do the what do you call it there, sharpen, you want to sharpen it, but you don't want it to be so sharpened where it takes away from the photo. Okay, so again, we go back here. Remember, always whenever you make a change up like that, always do you update your listing, or else it'll default back to the old way. So that looks pretty good. All right, so that guy should be up and running. Let me see, did it go here? Oh, that's odd, it didn't go here. There we go. I guess I didn't click it good enough here. All right, so once that's updated, we can say we're done. And I got one more over here. Now here's the one, again, I want to take out. The reason why I put this one up here is I don't like the way this looks. All right, I don't like the way it looks. It's got, you know what it is? I put a cloth on there on my whiteboard, the display board. The reason why I did that, even though I clean these items up, sometimes the little rubber grommets on the bottom of these things here, they'll dirty up the whiteboard. So what I did is I put a clean cloth. The cloth is clean, but you know what? Looking at it, to me, it doesn't do the photo any adjust. You know, it doesn't make it any, do any justice to it. It looks kind of like, you know, something I'm not really crazy about. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to go now. Now here's the thing. With the cropping tool, it's a complete square. Okay, you don't have that thing where you could go like this and do a professional cutout. Not the way I know. If there is one there, I don't see it along in the toolbar here. The only thing you can do is crop it right to the bottom here, get a nice clean edge here, go over here and get rid of this stuff. But I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's get the cropping tool. Okay, now again, you don't want to crop out stuff where, you know, you don't want to take away from the picture either. Okay. Remember, make sure you don't cut things. You want to get as close as the edge as possible, but we don't want to cut this off. All right, that looks good right about there. And this looks good here. We go right to the edge there. Now, this is what it's going to show. Let's see how it looks after we save it. Most of the times the picture gets enhanced too. The image gets bigger. All right. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, yeah, but it looks like something like part of the buttons are cutting off. You could always go back and redo it again if you're not happy. We could always reset it. So don't think, oh my gosh, I ruined it. You could always hit the reset button and do it that way. Here's the auto adjust button too if you want to enhance it. Again, their auto adjustment when it comes to things like that, it could take away from it. That's why it's always good to go that way. But right now, we want to go to the cropping tool again. So I'm going to try it again over here. And I think I know what I did. I think I cut too much of the white off, and I think that's what happened here. The buttons are showing, but it looks like they're like broken or something. I don't know. Let me see. Actually, if we moved it up, Oh, that might cut away. Let's see what happens when we move it up this way, guys. Let's see. You know, you got to play around with the two. I mean, you know, it's all trial and error here. Okay. I'm just going to leave it the other way. However it comes out, I'm going to leave it because I don't want to play too much with this here. Leave it like that for now. Just like that. Let's see what happens. I like that look better. Yeah, I definitely like that look better. That's a keeper. I'm keeping that one there. So I'm not going to even adjust it, do the auto adjust. I'm gonna save it. Let's see here. Now it doesn't give you the save function here, but I'm going to try to do it this way. Let's see what happens with this. I'm surprised you don't get a chance to save it. Let me say something. That's kind of odd. I wonder why it didn't take that there for a second. I don't know why. Let me go see how this looks. I'm just curious. All right, it did save it. I'm surprised I didn't see the button there. Okay. Again, now, if you got the other ones like this, you might want to take it out, but this one looks good. I'm not going to do any of that one there. That's with the flash on, of course. So like that photo too, if you got photos that you think that's not gonna do the thing and you adjust, you might want to get rid of it. But I don't know. I guess we could no, let's check this one out. Let's fix that one as well. Let's fix that one up really quick here if we could here. That was this one here, right? I believe so. Let's cut the rest of that back out. Again, go to the cropping tool. You know, some people may just say, well, heck, I'd rather just go out and just reshoot the picture again. You could do that too if you like, if you don't want to be bothered doing it. I think it's a lot easier. For me, I got to set my tripod up, get the display boards going again, and to me, this is a lot easier. It still gets to the point, you know, the person's seeing it, the buyer's seeing it, you know, you're not seeing all other stuff. Like this looks a lot better than seeing the wrinkly cloth, okay? And I'm going to save this one here. I'm going to leave it the way it is. I'm going to, you know, go over here. I'm going to update my listing, and I'm going to keep that. All right. So, guys, that's basically what I wanted to talk about over here with this here. It's a pretty nifty little tool in case you're not familiar with it. There's another thing I wanted to show you guys with this here. Let me just back out of this here. Take my glasses off. I had to use the glasses to see the rest of here. Doing kind of blurry. It's a little tool that I call, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. If you guys have the Windows 10, there's a little tool that comes with it. It's called Snippet, and it's really a good tool to have. I could show you in another video, but right now, for all intents and purposes, I just want to keep this one here just right now for the eBay. But when I come along with these other tips and stuff like that pertain to eBay, I'd be more than happy to share them with you. But that's basically what I wanted to talk to you about as far as like for, you know, enhancing your photos. If you have any problems, like I said, like, you know, you want to take certain items out of there without reshooting, setting up. For me, it's a little more work than what it's worth to actually reshoot it. I'm glad I discovered that tool. It was most likely there all along, and I just never embarked on it. I never decided to look into it. And when I did find out what you could do with it, I said, that's pretty cool. It's a nice little tool. It's a nifty little tool. It's pretty effective. It works. I've had, even though I've taken a lot of photos, I found that in my camera viewfinder, I don't have the state-of-the-art camera. I use a Sony CyberShot, and you know, the screen's about yay big. And you know, when I wear glasses for reading, so when I'm looking at that photo, to me it looks good. But when it uploads to the computer, it's either too dark, too light, or in between. And that's when you could do a little photo enhancements there. That's what I like about that. Then you could use the auto adjust on it as well if you want to adjust the contrast. With certain things, the auto adjust is good. On dark items, objects, it might work pretty good. Sometimes it might make it too dark or it might make it too light. Depends on what the item is. You know, when you have a white item, something that's really white, and you're thinking, first off, that's another one of my tips. If you're gonna shoot an item and it's white, get yourself a black cloth, velour, you know, something that's not too reflective or something like that. Like, you know, that's got like a satin finish. You want to get something like a flat, like a matte finish type of thing. I would get a black cloth, a black towel, whatever, and put that white item against it. This way it'll enhance the item. That's how I would shoot. If you look at some of my photos, sometimes you'll see that there's a black item there. What I did with that there, very cut and dry. I just used a big black beach towel I had, and that's all it's strictly for. And I don't use it for the beach. It's strictly for photography use. I have that because it's easy to store. I don't need to get a 10 by 10 one, so I figured a blanket, a beach towel size is good enough, as long as it's clean, so which it is brand new, and that's strictly all it's used for eBay photography. And again, if you're going to do stuff like that, you want to enhance your photos, because if you're taking a picture of, like I have, for example, the Gucci eyeglass cases. In most cases, I will take those pictures on that black beach towel, that cloth, or any cloth. It doesn't be a beach towel, but any type of cloth like that. This way, it'll enhance the photo itself, the item. Because white on white, you're not going to see it. I mean, you can. I find it to be a little too much. Even though you might say, if it's an eggshell color, you probably could get away with it, or a tan, stuff like that. There, you could get away with a white, white background. But for most part, anything white like that, or gold, if you're selling something like gold plated, or a vase that might have gold inlay around it, whatever, if it's white with gold inlay, you might want to enhance it. So you might want to, again, shoot it against a background like that, a black background. But these little tips and tricks I learned as I went along. I use a basic, what do you call it, the display board when I do my photos. And I bought 2 of them. I got one at Walmart. It's about yay big. I don't know how big it is, but it's, I don't know, maybe 2.5, 3 feet in length, height, and probably about maybe 3 feet wide, whatever. And it's trifold. And the other one I bought, Walmart has it as well. And then I bought a little trifold one, maybe about 2 feet with the fold. It's a trifold as well. And I got that at the dollar store for $1. It's basic board. I mean, it's simple enough to do. You put the 3 up, you lay the one on the bottom, you get the one on the top. One day I'll just show you how I lay it out, and whatever, and you can see for yourself. I use a small little table to work with. I do my, and again, just like I do my videos, I always like to shoot the items during day, in the daylight. I can shoot at night. I had the lights, the floodlights and stuff like that. Well, not the floodlights, but the lighting fixtures to enhance the photos and stuff like that. I have to, sometimes I do shoot at night. I do videos at night, and when you don't have the natural lighting, I got the natural lighting behind me right now, so that's what's great. That's why I'm shooting it during the day. At nighttime, I can have lights reflect on my face or whatever, or even on a backdrop, and that can impose a problem sometimes, because you're sitting there and you got lights gleaming, even though they're not directly in your eyes. They're on the left to the right to you, because they got to light the back screen up, and the green screen in most cases. But this one here, well, you can't see because there's going to be a backdrop on it, background. Right now, I'm using a white screen, a white sheet, cloth. So you can, when it comes to doing videos as well, if you're going to use special effects, or if you're going to use different backgrounds, you can use a white sheet, whatever, a nice clean white sheet, or you can use the green screen. I got the green screen and the white sheet. Actually, I heard from what I was told from other people, you could use any colors to do a green screen. The only thing is, though, I know I'm kind of like curtailing off the video, the photography part. I'm just getting into it because I love videos. I like doing videos, and I love the photography part of it. I wish I could become more of a professional of it. But the thing is, like they tell you, if you're using a green screen, don't wear green because you'll blend into it. And like if I had like a green shirt on right now, all you would see is a head floating around. And that's good if you want to make a funny movie or something or whatever. That's okay. And the same thing with white. If you're wearing a white shirt and you have a black and a white background, that'll cause it. That'll throw it off a little. And I just wanted to tell you guys, like sometimes if you see my videos, and I noticed I'm trying to figure out how to fix that or correct that problem. If I'm holding an object up, I'm going to use this here, for example, like this eyeglass case. I noticed on one of my videos I did yesterday, I think it was, I have an iPod Shuffle that sold, and I noticed in the video I was going to take it out, I was going to reshoot that part, and I said it's too much trouble to cut it out, do it again, reshoot it and stuff, so I just left it there. But you'll notice the thing will blend in with the background. I got to figure out how to correct that. That part I don't know. You know, if somebody's out there that could maybe want to share that experience as to why that happens, I don't know. It becomes translucent. You know, this matter of fact, this is going to probably show up translucent. You'll see what I'm talking about. It happens. I mean, I got to figure it out. But if it does show up like that, guys, just disregard that. I'm just use it as an example. Although that happened in a couple of my videos, I noticed that that when I'm showing you guys when I'm doing the sneak peek videos without backdrops, and that only happens, folks, when you're using a backdrop, the green screen effect. Okay. Now, if I was to just take this background out, the white background, you wouldn't see that happening there. It would just be because that's the way it is. I don't know why it picks up on that there. Why it does that? Why is it turning like invisible, basically? That I got to figure out. Still in the learning phase. But anyway, I hope this little tutorial helped as far as like giving you little tips on you know, cropping your pictures, enhancing, you know, with the brightness and, you know, contrast and so on and so forth. It's for you guys out there that sell on eBay. If there are people out there that are aware of it, that's great. You know, that's kudos to you guys. But for the people who are not familiar with it, I'll be honest with you, I've sold on eBay for quite some time, and before I even really ventured into looking into that there, I was doing my own thing. Every time a picture came out light, I said, oh no, I got to reshoot the picture again because it was too light, it's too dark or whatever. Then I said to myself, oh, after uploading the pictures, oh, there's part of a chair, or there's part of the table, there's the air conditioner in there, or whatever else you got around the area. And I'd have to reset it, you know, set my camera up on a tripod and reshoot all over again. And it was so time consuming. And when I discovered that little toolbar on the bottom of the photos, I mean, it was probably always there. And it's like staring a gifted horse in the face. You don't, you know, it's there, but you don't really use it. You don't apply to it. And that's what happened. I ended up using it. You know, I mean, I stumbled on it, and then I started using it. And the next thing you know, I said, hey, this is great. I go, you don't have to worry too much about the pictures. If they come out a little dark, I can lighten them up. Come out a little light, I can darken them up, you know. It's okay. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to turn your pictures into, you know, $1,000 photograph or whatever, but it saves you time, you know. And right now with this type of business, time is of the essence. I never seen time go by so fast, to be honest with you. I mean, I was up this morning at 6:30 in the morning already. It's I'm on the East Coast. It's already 3:15. It's you know, 3 p.m. over here already. I never seen a morning fly. The afternoon is flying by. It's amazing how time flies, and you know, anything you could do to save time and that extra work is well worth it to me. So I hope this video helped you out, guys. Listen, I'll talk to you in the next video. I was thinking of doing a reseller video. If I don't do it today, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. It depends the time, because I have to step out for a little bit. And you know, I don't like to do the videos late at night because, like I said again, then I got to have the lights, the lighting fixtures all set up, and it's just a whole mess. I'd rather do the videos during the day. But anyway, I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. If you like my videos, folks, if you get anything out of them, you think they're helpful, please subscribe to my channel. And if you like it, if you like this video, you want to give it a thumbs up, that'd be great. But please subscribe to my channel. I do sneak peek videos, demo videos, and intro videos. And for those who are newbies that signed up, you know, or subscribed to me, I just want to say thank you very much for subscribing. I'd love to have you guys. I'd love to have more and more you as subscribers. I do the reseller news, you know, just to give you guys a little heads up on what's out there, what's going on. And now, like I said, I do my sneak peek videos, which are videos pertaining to new items that's going to be on eBay, and it kind of gives you guys a heads up, first come, first served basis. If you want to keep me on your eBay watch list when I do promote, you know, put up new listings, I think, don't hold me to it, I think you get notifications or whatever. I believe, I could be wrong. I think that's the way it works. The demo videos are when I'm doing a demonstration, a video demonstration on an item. If it's electronics, I usually do a video showing how it works from point A to point B. That's to give you guys, the potential buyers, a little reinsurance on what you're getting from me. And the intro video is also basically is the same thing as the demo video, but it talks a little about it. And another reason, which is the most important reason why I do these videos, is not so much the fame and glory of YouTube. If this channel does grow in years to come, if I'm still alive and kicking, hopefully, I do it for you potential buyers. I do it for you guys, and plus to gives you an opportunity to meet the seller. I always say I like to place the name with the face, and I am the guy that you're doing business with. I could get help from my family and stuff. My daughters, I'm sure, would help me out. But right now, I do this pretty much on a solo basis. So when you buy an item from me, I do my due diligence to get that item out the same day. If the orders come in after 5 o'clock, just to give you guys a heads up, they will go out the next day. I won't even drop them off at the drop box for the simple reason is there's nobody at the post office to pick up, because at that time the post office I deal with, they close at 5 o'clock and pretty much everybody's gone. It's not one of those 24-hour bases where they have people constantly working there moving mail. There's no tractor trailers. It's a small satellite office, so I know some people may say, well, wait a minute, you can still drop it off in the drop box. Not big packages. Yes, you can drop little ones off, but it's not going to make a difference because there's nobody there to sign. There's nobody to scan it in. It waits till the next day, the next morning. It's a small satellite office, and there's no deliveries. There's nobody coming in to pick it up. As far as I know, there's nobody picking it up after 5. I think a little after 5. I'm not sure if it's after 5:30. They pick up the small bins. If you got small packages, they'll pick them up in the drop box. The main office is closed at 5 o'clock, so I can't get anything stamped, or read in, scanned in. So I just do it the next day. But anyway, thanks again. And one other last thing I just want to say for those who are new, again, and for the people who are landed on chat, who are regular subscribers. But this message goes out to potential eBay buyers. I always say in some cases, please check out my feedbacks before you make any purchases. Take about, I don't know, maybe read about 10 or 15 of them. Just see what the other people say about my feedbacks before you make any purchases from me. You might be saying to yourself, well, if you're top rated and you're at 100% feedback, there's really no reason for me to check your feedbacks out. Just check it out. Just look at maybe 10 or 15. See what other people say before you make any purchases from me. And again, I just want to close this. I know I keep saying it again and again. With the best offers, please make a best offer. No offer is insulting me. Believe me. If I'm selling something for, I don't know, $8 or $7 or whatever, and you say, well, I don't know, I'll give you a 6 for it, or whatever, or 5 or 6. Make the offer. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm not saying, in certain cases I'm going to accept all the offers, but a majority of offers I have been accepting, and I have been knocking the prices down. So it's a good savings because I have lowered the prices, and even again on the lowered prices, I'm still accepting best offers. Check them out for yourself. You'll see what I'm talking about. Look at the prices. I mean, I've been dropping them down quite some time. There's a lot of users, not a lot of users, a lot of watchers are watching. I'm just waiting for them to, make the purchases. But check out the ones I have. You'll see what I'm talking about. Take care, guys. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye now.